Crazy. Wow. Talk about close encounters, right? Um, about that off the coast of California. It gives a special attention to an alleged massive underwater USO base off the Southern California coast. Um, there's all kinds of photographs of it. Um, this guy Dannett's field work spans 3 decades. Um, and it kind of makes him an expert in a special category of USOs. He is recognized widely as an authority in this field. And he has his interest in related paranormal dates back to '86, when some close relatives at work in California reported strange encounters no one could explain. Hundreds of people in this locality had also experienced strange UFO sightings and paranormal phenomena. Um, and after interviewing hundreds of new witnesses and an impressive mass of evidence, he realized that the Southern California coast was indisputably the most active area in the world for undersea activity. Finally forced Dennett to conclude there was a major, massive underwater USO base around California's Santa Catalina Channel. There's plenty of evidence. You can look it up, on YouTube. And of course, the government presents evidence of alleged government cover-up. What a surprise! After he began investigating, he met several witnesses who reported sighting USOs flying out to sea and towards the shore from the sea. From Santa Barbara on the central California coast to Long Beach, in Los Angeles County, Southern California. The region has acquired a reputation as a UFO hotspot, with hundreds of reports of sightings of UFOs flying over the ocean and USOs going underwater. He was surprised to learn that previous researchers had reported similar cases, noting that the coastline of Southern California and Santa Catalina Island registered the highest frequency. Don't look so hard, then it'll happen. Like sometimes you look too hard. Michelle wasn't looking. That is just phenomenal, Michelle. It really is. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, that's 86, and that was where he started at, this guy in California. That's creepy. Coincidence? I think not. By the 70s, the tourists, of course, were visiting the beach, and they viewed multicolored UFOs taking off and going underwater. See, you weren't even looking for it. Sometimes you look too hard. Don't look so hard, excuse me. USOs were often sighted coming out of and entering water. The San Pedro Channel. The frequency of the sightings suggested there was a single massive underwater USO base, or several smaller bases in waters off the coast of Southern California. He also suggested the government was aware of it, but was covering it up. Yeah, we've not heard of this going on there. On April 3rd, 2016, it was... Look on YouTube by the Mutual UFO Network. It was uploaded in 2016. Dennett presents the evidence and conclusions and evidence of a government cover-up. The allegations that there is a massive underwater USO base off the coast, the so-called Malibu anomaly, have been around for several years. It consists of a mysterious flat-top structure supported by columns, pillars, and roads. It's believed to be an entrance to the USO base. According to Dennett, the June 14th, 92 sightings in Topanga Canyon, California, hundreds of independent witnesses reported observing hundreds of mysterious USO craft in the Santa Monica Mountains. Oh, yeah. Have you? And what did you come up with there? It's odd because this guy started his research in 86. He saw that in 86, and that's when most of the activities started happening. The hundreds of mysterious UFO crafts in the Santa Monica Mountains appear to have triggered a massive wave of further reports that included sightings of strange metallic flying crafts, mysterious lights, USO abductions, and reports of encounters. On a particularly busy day, more than 200 craft were seen in one night. They involve a wide range of people: beachgoers, surfers, fishermen, sailors, and military personnel. A particular case involved a crowd at Redondo Beach in LA that reported sighting a large glowing USO that landed on the water. And in the presence of the crowd, including a night watchman, lifeguard, and police officers, it sank beneath the water. No splash. That's very true. Oh, yeah, good. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Ah, interesting theory. I like that. See, I love you, Michelle, because you have such an insight. Very true. Other cases involve fishermen, sailors, Navy personnel who reported that their boats were nearly rammed by mysterious USOs. Detailed description of the attacking crafts raised doubts that they were, of this world. Some witnesses reported sighting aliens. And I'm going to tell you about some in a minute that was documented. During one encounter, the strange men walked up to the witness and appeared to ask questions in a language they didn't understand. In Russia, in the Lake Iliak, I believe is the name of it, Lake Iliak. There, and it's very deep and frigid water. The Russians had a diving team go in there, and they encountered, and this is not a place where you go swimming, okay? It's kind of isolated. It's very, very frigid. The divers went down. It wasn't too deep. I think, I'm trying to remember how far they went down, but they encountered 6 USO aliens, okay? There were 6 of them. They described them in silver skin-tight suits, not your normal skin diver wear, and these type of helmets on. And they kind of glowed, and they kind of looked at them. They didn't know what to do. They actually didn't. What happened was there was this big, surge, like a big, powerful sound, not a sound wave, but like a wave underwater that propelled the divers to the surface. 2 of them were killed, but it propelled them up to the surface, immediately. There was no, and nobody has gone down since. So, yeah, that could be a USO base. Updated on April 5th, 2015. This happened on December 16th, 1991, aboard the USS Kirk. From 1989 through 92, I was an operations and intelligence petty officer in the U.S. Navy. I was stationed on the USS Kirk in Long Beach, California. From October 91 through 92, we were part of a drug interaction force along with 3 other naval vessels. During their operations, they would sail, 350 to 400 nautical miles. Our air radar stream would just slightly capture the land and entire task force. Air radar would interlink, creating a large connected air picture. They were to track, intercept, and take control of low-flying aircraft. Um, as an operations specialist, my primary duties took place on the Combat Information Center. The air and surface radars were clear, with the exception of their sister vessels. As things were kind, and so I took the liberty and made my way up to the ship's bridge. During the evening, naval ships sail in a status called darkened ship. All lights on the ship are out, and the only lighting on the bridge is a contained dark lighting from radar scopes and devices. During this time of night, a junior officer would be commanding the bridge and referred to as the officer of the deck. On this particular evening, it was a good friend of mine, and he and I were having a discussion about a football game. All of a sudden, and out of nowhere, like a huge flash from a camera, emanating from sea level upward, was a huge flash of red glowing light, which lit up the entire ship. It only lit up our ship, not the surrounding ocean. It happened so fast, the navigator and I were speechless for about 5 seconds, at which time I looked at the officer on duty and asked him if he just saw that light, and he said yes. The navigator also replied yes. And he asked the forward aft lookouts if they had just seen the same thing. Yes, what the hell was that? If at that point they asked if they should wake up the captain, and they just sat stunned for a minute. What had just happened did not make any sense. It emanated from the sea directly off our starboard bow, and ascended upwardly as rapidly, creating the effect of the bright red flash. The other weird aspect of this event was that only our ship was lit up within the red flash, not the surrounding sea, but our vessel only. It was logged in as an unexplained phenomena. He thinks whatever it was took off in a very unplanned and fast manner, wanted to quickly identify us, thus the flash, and took off. So there is an encounter right there. There was, I think, what was it? World War II, I think it was. There was a large fleet. Yeah, I agree. That's how they survived. Yeah. Yeah, you know, me too. Yeah, I definitely have to change mine. That's just crazy. But anyway, this fleet, there was like 200 ships, 80,000 people, and 80,000 personnel aboard all these ships and everything. And they all saw it. So this is, nothing new, but this has been not a big thing that people discuss about. There was also a submarine. They were, of course, underwater. God, I forget the depth now. I should have written it down. But anyway, they're cruising along, and on the radar showed up 6 objects. In formation, I might add. They were in formation. This was underwater, coming at them. Okay? Immediately, they gave the orders to surface immediately. But it was on the radar, and these objects were traveling at 260 miles per hour. Underwater, mind you. And it was coming right towards the submarine. The captain gave the order to surface immediately. And then there was no sign of them. The ones off Sweden, though, they are still in operation looking for